Mobile Tech RX, the app that helps you make more money.
Don't forget to grab your Magnatech mat, available at most PDR tool distributors.
Welcome to another episode of PDR Tool Time. This is episode 262. I'm Daniel Grom, along with John Redstone. The other boys are on vacation. How you doing, John?
I am tired. I have been wearing myself out.
You're working hard. I like it.
Yeah, it's been busy as heck.
Cool. So we got an exciting show tonight. We got a friend from down under, and but first we're going to bring on Derik Kline.
I know, we're going from high in the sky to the land down under.
Right. We're getting a hail report. We want to know, what is hail season going to be looking like for the U.S. right now?
Other than Florida, Minnesota, and Texas already.
Yeah.
They've already had their hailstorm. It's time to share.
Right. Yeah. How you doing, Derik?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing good, man.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on.
No, I'm glad to be on here. I always what's this? This is my third year now to be on here.
Yeah.
Always a great show to be on.
Yeah. So we want to get our annual predictions out of the way and see what is in store. You've gone into the crystal ball and you've seen the light. What is there to report?
It's that we see a lot of dark skies coming up. I mean, it's
ooh, good.
It's so we've done a lot of research, and it's funny, we as soon as like we had that 2 weeks of like nasty weather, you guys missed it in California, right? It was just 72.
I had hail yesterday.
That's what I heard. That's pretty crazy.
It was baby pee size, but nothing, no damage, unfortunately.
You know, the whole U.S. had this whole 2 week stretch of 20 below zero, shut down the whole state of Texas, and everybody was like, "That can't be good for hail season, right?" Like having all this cold weather, but it actually. So all the analog, that's we don't like look in this model that puts out like here's what the weather is going to be like on May 15th. We basically look at this overall pattern, and back in December and January when we were putting this together, what we saw that 2011 was the year that we were liking. The other one was 2008, but if you go back to 2011, that was actually the last time and the first time that Texas had power issues because of an Arctic outbreak, which is kind of interesting how those they both lined up again. So that actually confirmed what we were thinking. And if anybody that's been in the PDR industry for very long remembers 2011, that was
a big year. Big year.
That's the bar for the U.S. when it comes to hail years.
Yeah.
First time I worked all 12 months.
Yeah.
Pushing hail.
I bet there was there's probably a lot of hail that was too big, but there was a ton of. In fact, if you look, so the number 2 hail season was 2012. So you just kept going into the next year. You didn't get a break. And the U.S. one way that to use as a bar is just to look at the number of reports that come in. It's a nice consistent bar, so you don't have to rely on any unreliable data. And so 9,000 reports of hail in 2012, but that's number 2. 2011 had 12,500. It was literally, I mean, it's like, it's a massive increase. So, and I don't think that we're going to have that report number again, but we're expecting a really, really active storm season. In fact, I would say second or third busiest hail season on record is our forecast for
that. Wow. Good news for everybody.
Right.
So
after last year was kind of slow.
We've had the 2 pockets that we just joked about there, Daytona, Minneapolis, and McKinney, Texas. But where are you seeing the country start off with?
Yeah, so we think March is going to be most active from East Texas into like South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, so like that, the whole kind of southeast region. So we had the kind of anomaly storm that just kicked out, which gave Minneapolis a rare hail event. But expect to see that kind of transition back to the southeast over the next week. And then that should carry us through the rest of March. And then as we get into April, we'll start to see more of Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, kind of into that part of the country as we get into April. And we think basically late March was when we expect to really see the uptick in activity, and April being the first above average month so March fairly typical, which is I think a lot of people get confused with March. They think it's like this crazy because it's the first month that we start to finally see hail, but it's actually the sixth busiest month of the year. So it's like middle of the year. Like July and August have more hail than March. And I don't think most people realize that. But April, expect to see quite a bit of activity. I think it's going to get pretty crazy in April.
All right. Okay.
Right? So,
Man. Down southeast. Yeah, I haven't worked that direction in a long time. So that's a long time coming for everybody down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, if we're talking like we actually think the Front Range, which is a little rare, we think that's going to be below average this year. Now, below average for the Front Range is above average for most parts of the country. So that doesn't mean they're not going to have storms. It just means they're not going to have as many as normal. But that's partially due to the drought that we've had in the Southwest. And so you kind of draw a line from use the I-35 corridor basically, and you go west of there, expect a pretty sharp cutoff from above average to below average. And then I-35, so you're talking Dallas, Oklahoma City, Wichita, Kansas City. That area we think is going to be the most active. So you're going to go from below average to crazy. From there all the way over to like Atlanta, Georgia, Greenville, South Carolina, just kind of draw it, Nashville, right? Not saying all these cities are actually going to get hit, but that whole region is going to be really, really active this year.
Okay. Well, that's kind of exciting because that swath of the country, I know you can't predict which city is going to get hit, but there's a lot of cities there.
It is. There's some nice population in that area. So, St. Louis, we're going to see, a healthy dose of severe storms this year. And I unfortunately, that's going to come with the tornado side too, which is, what we don't.
Not good. Yeah.
We want to see more hail, but, but hail brings tornadoes typically. So we're going to see that as an issue too, but expect to see a lot of hail. Hopefully like golf ball size hail, right? Like golf ball 2-inch hail.
Yeah.
No softball.
That's just right.
2 inches about the cutoff.
Goldilocks. Goldilocks hail.
Now, what about us up in the north? Now, I'm up in South Dakota. Or what about the Northeast? Or
nothing for you. No hail for you.
So South Dakota, we're kind of lumping them in with the Front Range. So Rapid City, we're going to go below average for the year. So I think that means for Rapid City numbers, that means like 7 hailstorms this year. So
I know we got we got the hell beat out of us last year.
What's funny about Rapid City is Dallas is, if you take just like the number of hail events, Dallas is number one, but in the country, but Dallas is massive. But if you take number of hail events per square mile, Rapid City is hands down the number one city in the country. They just get obliterated up there. So, there'll be some hail around that. I don't remember what's that highway that kind of wraps around the Black Hills there, but
well, it's all I-90 runs through the top half, and then 79 runs on the east side. So, but yeah,
you're going to see hail in those areas.
Yeah, and we always do. And ultimately, it's the Black Hills that kind of stops those storms and allows us to get the snot beat out of us. So,
Yep. It actually causes the lift. Those mountains cause the storm to form. So that's why you get them.
So what about the Northeast?
Yeah, so we're going near. So if you go from like Minneapolis, which it's hard to say near average because they've already had the storm, but if you go Minneapolis, Chicago, kind of right in that area, we're going to go near average. And then the Northeast, we think, will be slightly above average. So a little bit more activity, but and I always try, you always have to, again, you have to take in, this is average, right? So there will be less storms in New York than there will be in South Dakota, even though South Dakota will be below average. So,
right.
Kind of understand that we're trying to take like number of hail days, so if you said, how many hail days or how many hail threat days does Albany, New York get on a given year, you might say 3 threats a year. So, so if we say slightly above average, we're saying maybe they're going to have 4 or 5 threat days this year. And so you just have more opportunities to get good hail. So that's kind of the idea. That's what we're trying to forecast, I guess. Sometimes it's hard to understand the forecast, but that's
putting it in a great set of realistic terms that somebody can understand.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have any predictions for Canada?
So I would have to venture to say that they'll probably be fairly close to average in Canada. I haven't done a lot of forecasting, but you're going to struggle again, Front Range in general, because the West has been so drought stricken. But
yeah,
the northern part of the Rocky Mountains has not been. So La Nina, the pattern that we're in, that shoves all the moisture up into, like, for the U.S., it's like been Montana, Idaho, Washington. They've been getting pounded, which that carries up into Canada. So you may actually see closer to average or even slightly above average across parts of Canada on the Front Range because of that abundance of moisture that we don't have in the U.S. Over the Rockies. So that should help some.
Maybe Calgary.
Yeah, so Calgary, Edmonton, kind of up in that area. I wouldn't be shocked if one of those cities gets popped. Calgary is like the Denver of Canada, right? So
yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Speaking of Denver, that's what everybody's going to want to know, because Denver got missed last year.
That's all the Front Range.
Yeah. How's Denver this year?
I would say below average, but with a miss last year, 2017 is a great example of a below average hail season for Colorado. That will go down as one of the slowest hail seasons in Colorado history. But everybody knows what happened on May 8th, right? $2.7 billion hailstorm. I had one hailstorm in Colorado. It just hit the right spot. So, so that kind of I don't think there's going to be as much hail in Colorado this year. I don't think it's going to be as low as 2000.
But it only takes one storm to make it right.
That's the whole deal, right? So, we get told that we're wrong because, we said below average and Denver gets hit. You were wrong this year. Wish everybody would be happy that I was wrong on that one, but so I wouldn't be shocked if I would say you're going to get a storm from Colorado Springs to Cheyenne. You're probably going to have a couple in there. Just not the same number of threat day. You may not have 7 days with $quarter-and-a-half size hail. You may have 2 or 3 this year. So
okay.
All right. Well, good. Overall, I think it says we're going to have a good season.
Yeah. We get some cheers for that. And I think, kind of good things too, like you spread people out, right? So everybody's not crammed into one city trying to wait.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, Derik, hit us with a quick little bit about Hail Trace. You guys have reports that you sell. For all of our new listeners that haven't heard you on here before.
Yeah, plug yourself a little bit.
Yeah. We are the only company that uses meteorologists, and where that's going to come in handy, especially if you're a traveling guy, right? If you're a guy that's going to pack up and go across the country to go work a hailstorm, my map's going to be more accurate than anything out there because I'm the only one that uses a meteorologist. Now we added a feature in this year that's really, really cool. We added in the feature of the hour of the map. So you can actually overlay and see maybe does the radar and the meteorologist, do they agree? Gives you a better idea of what's going on with that. And we've even added some features where you can, maybe you're a car dealership guy, you can type in car dealerships and it'll drop pins on all the car dealerships and you can see who was hit and you can keep track of your customers. There's lots of cool stuff. They're mapped live as they happen, so there's no delay. And you can either subscribe or just buy the maps one at a time. So whatever.
And where do they find you?
So helltrace.com. Reach out to us right there, or you can call us. We've got a staff of 25 people now, so 855-334-4245. Reach out there, or just go to helltrace.com. We're there online, ready to help out.
Perfect. Thank you,
And
Derik,
you guys,
for your report. We'll check in with you every once in a while to see how the season's going.
Yeah.
Only if I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll probably decline.
All right, Derik. Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks a lot,
Bye-bye.
Derik. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
And don't forget to check out the Hail Trace app. They do have an app out as well.
Yep. All right. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to take you on a plane trip to Australia. Beautiful down under.
And we're
bringing on Anthony Carroll. How are you?
Hey, guys.
How are you, mate?
Well, actually, after listening to Derik, there's going to be a lot of jealous Australian texts because we've had a very, very poor season over here.
Yeah.
You know, it's we're coming to the end of our season. You know, April's pretty much the end of it, and there's a lot of boys still looking at radars, hoping that we might get a late one. But listening to what's going to happen over in the States, who knows? You might see a lot of Australians over there if they're allowed to travel.
Right. Well, you know, we didn't have a great year last year. It was kind of a spotty kind of hit and miss, right there, John?
Yeah. It wasn't overall. I mean, there was pockets of good stuff, but man, they were pretty small in scope.
Yeah.
So,
look, this has been the quiet. I've been in the game for nearly 5 years now, and this has been the quietest period I've experienced in 5 years.
wow.
Which, yeah, it is what it is. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. But there'll be a lot of people that will be very jealous of that report they just heard.
Well, there's a chance that
it's all predictions. It's all predictions.
Yeah, I know.
We're hoping it's true.
But there's a chance it could open up and people from Australia might be able to come on up and come to work. But hey, we wanted to get you on. We know it's a tail end of your season, so instead of plugging you at the early part, we're plugging you at the end. But you're opening a new store, right?
We are indeed. We're very excited about it. Being a quiet season has allowed us to do this. All our borders are open here in Australia. We're virtually virus-free in this country, so you can travel everywhere and anywhere. And the timing's worked out very well for us. We recognised that probably per capita there's more PDR technicians in Queensland than any other state in Australia. And the timing's just perfect. So, yeah, we're very excited. You know, to give you an example, we did have some hail in Queensland back in November. We processed over 300 online orders, and 95% of those were delivered here to Queensland.
Wow. Okay. So the new store is in Queensland, right?
Correct.
And where's the other store?
The original store, which is 2 years old, that's down in Sydney.
Okay. So Sydney and Queensland, you got it covered.
Yeah, we've got it covered now, mate. Yes, it's as I said, the timing, because it has been a little quiet, has worked out perfect.
Now, you guys like us just chomping at the bit to get out and move around and hug and kiss and everything?
Look, you know, we're as I said to you, as a country, I don't think we've had a positive corona case in close to 2 months now. The only people that are having to go into quarantine are people coming in from overseas, and that's a mandatory 2-week quarantine stay. And I know New South Wales, for example, or Sydney, they've gone over 60 days straight without a locally acquired case. So we're back hugging, touching, kissing. You still have to wear face masks on public transport, but you know, it's
how about going into a store? like a grocery store?
No. You can just walk in and yeah, it's not business as normal.
That's
Nice.
great, man.
Sounds like South
great.
Dakota.
Yes, we watch with interest what goes on over there in America, and
we're a disaster. We're the thing to look at if everything goes wrong.
Oh man, it's like, I understand it, and I just don't go there. I just stay out of it.
Yeah, no, you're better off where you're at. In fact,
100%.
I'm ready to move there.
Mate, it's the best country in the world, and I was actually talking to Chris from Kiko this morning, and he was saying he's getting his injection, whatever, and he said I might be able to start traveling soon. And I said, well, listen, I've got no intention of coming to the States for a little while yet,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I love it. I love traveling over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see the store a little bit. Show us around the store. How many square feet you got?
Oh, don't ask me that.
That's how many meters? How many square meters you got? Well, I don't know.
Okay, that's better. Nearly 200 square meters. I'm just changing it over now. So that's just the street front. That's our parking all along there.
So you're in. It looks like an industrial park.
Yeah, just as a light industrial park. We're very close to the major car retailers. There's a lot of Dent guys that operate their businesses out of this area. Queensland is such a big area to cover. It's hard to get an ideal location. But for those in Australia that are listening, we're about 20 minutes south of Brisbane, and we're about 40 minutes north from Surfers Paradise or the Gold Coast.
Well, and first of all, I love the Hulk on the wall, man. There you
go. That was there. This previously was a gym. I wouldn't know what an inside of a gym looks like, but anyway. So that's the Hulk, and we've been doing this the last couple of weeks. So I'll just give you a bit of an overview. So
what's that big orange thing up in the?
Oh, that big orange thing up there.
What's that big orange thing?
I don't know. I'll just have a look at that. What is that?
Man, that sticks out, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that thing's hogging up some space,
right?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it was, as I said, it worked out to be perfect because there's a big hole in the wall there, so we put that up. But we got to thank Anson's and Christina and Lisa for those because so we got Anson's up there and Kiko and our good friends from Denkcraft, Todd from Carbon Tech, another Anson's one. We've got there's one of the Keeler ones. We've got Dave from Edgy sent some banners over there coming today, as did Drew.
Man, you guys have one heck of a store in there. Look at all those dinner rods.
All right,
man, that gets me excited.
I'll give you a quick run through. I bit the bullet some time ago and bought in these CarePoint Wildtails, and they just haven't moved. So as you can see,
50% off on CarePoint.
You know what? Wow. I don't get that because I don't see any difference between CarePoint and Denkcraft. I think
what a lot of the guys have said, see that ridge on the handle there? Because these are all adjustable. They don't like that.
It sticks up a little too tall.
Yeah,
I know, but here in the U.S., there's a lot of CarePoint fans, and I promise you, right now, there's a lot of U.S. techs now that are jonesing to go to Australia because you're having 50% off all the CarePoint tools.
No, only their Wildtails.
Just the whale tails.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So
just get a little bit longer whale tail till it sticks out of the panel, and you don't have to worry about that.
Bump. So there's the long one. That's the. I don't know what's that. That's a couple of inches. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's like
those are good. Those are good tools, man.
Yeah. So then we've got our Blam Finesse.
Love Blam. Blam is one of my favorites.
Our Ultra rods. Yeah. All the Denkcraft rods, double, single. The Circus set, which is really, really popular. They just
one of the best.
Come and go. The Dent Reaper.
Dent Reapers.
We've got the Dent Reaper's rods
fantastic.
down there. Flag tools, your Anson tequilas there, more Ansons. So
amazing.
We've tried to keep it all as per brand. There's Drew's door tools, which again are very popular.
Yeah.
Some more Ansons, your side panel hooks, shave tools, some of the A1 spring steel tools.
Yeah.
All our brace tools, so your sharp ones now from Dencraft, which are gathering momentum. All your ultra brace tools. And then this is the Hall of Fame for the whale tails. As I think I've said in the past, I could travel around the country just with Dencraft whale tails and I could make a living.
Right.
And then the new tequila ones, the Lucky Sevens.
Rattlesnake tails there.
I was using a Lucky 7 today.
There you go. I've just had someone on the phone wanting them. So then over here, we've got our tips. We've still got some more tap downs to come in, some of the Kiko. So this will be our interchangeable tip and blending tips board. We'll have them all on display. So
that's huge.
That'll be full. And then there's all our glue. Glexo, tequila, orange fire, root beer, dent house.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some tips right now on glue. So Hog is your everyday go-to, of course.
There we go.
But your tequila hot,
which is,
do you have the tequila hot? That's the cold.
That's the cold.
No, that's overall the turquoise. That's tequila turquoise.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. The tequila hot and the tequila collision are two of my favorites.
Okay.
Work really well. If you don't have those, get some of that.
I see some root beer in there.
Hey, get some over here.
Fire.
Yep. That's my combination.
Yeah. No, and then we've obviously got the Cam Auto for the bigger stuff. That's getting very popular.
Yeah, on that collision.
There's our tabs, and then we get into glue guns, ratchets, hole straighteners.
Now you have the Anson glue gun, right?
Yes, the trifecta.
Yep, the trifecta. Best glue gun on the market.
Yes, that's starting to gather momentum. We couldn't get some initially, but now we've got it, and it's starting to run out or become more and more popular. And what happens is people see others using it, and it's generally word of mouth that these new products start to move.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
A bit of a few lights there. So we've got a fatty, a chubby, 3646, a limident, some mini lights down there. Todd's wonderful carbon.
Wow.
Stand.
The ultimate cart or stand.
And then we've got a few tool carts here. This is one you may or may not have seen from Smart Pdr, the Brazilian boys. This all compacts down. Those legs folding. You can put your tools in there. Comes with one.
It's nice and long.
It is. Oh, it's actually not overly long, but it was made for traveling.
Obviously, that's good.
The small TDM car. Willie.
I have one of those. I love it.
Yeah, no, they're going very, very well. There's an A-frame. We'll get rid of that at a special price. There's some of our friends' Magnamats. He's on holiday, is he? He's on holiday.
Yes.
He's going to Chicago tonight, so.
Flying in to see his mom.
And then there's our carbon rod. There's more to go up there. Blending hammers, mini lifters, slide hammers. And then it's just, I walk around this store and I think, geez, I've got a lot of money on the walls here.
Sure you do.
But you need to be, there's some edge pliers. Now, this is the Care Point stuff that's very popular.
Okay, stop right there at the black ones.
Yes.
Right there. Those are, well,
money
let's
makers.
Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. Let me see them all.
Oh, Daniel's shopping on the internet.
I know, right? He has a whole really small set in the black. Yeah.
These are right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 15 in that set.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you guys have got a phenomenal inventory, Anthony. That is crazy amount.
Yeah, look, it's you know, 5 years ago, we got our power boxes. They're going well.
Yeah.
Our three hot boxes, some of Drew's stuff. But yeah, look, 5 years ago, as I said to many people, you know, a whale tail was something that was in the ocean as far as I knew. And, you know, I've just listened to the market, and the Australian market needed this. The biggest problem the boys had prior to us coming into it was that they would buy things online, and it was either too long, too short, too heavy, too light. And, you know, look, the manufacturers in America have been fantastic to us. You know, they've really looked after me. And it was just difficult for the guys, particularly if something went wrong or broke, to get it back and return. You know, today, if anything goes wrong, I just replace it, and then I'll talk to whoever I need to say, hey, listen, this broke. What do we do about it?
Yeah, everybody's good about it, right?
Yeah, everyone's fantastic. You know, you guys got people like James Lee and Todd and the guys from every single supplier that I deal with in America. And look, as you would have seen, 99% of this stuff here is from the States. They're fantastic. The support I get is just wonderful. So
that's awesome.
And I guess they're happy too. You know, I'm spending a lot with them. And Pro PDR, you know, I can't speak highly enough of them. I know there's been some issues with lights, and lights seem to be just growing in brands now. But they've been a real good supporter of ours. And, you know, we continue to sell, you know, over 90% of the lights in the market are still Pro PDR. There's a bit of news on the D&Es. And basically, look, I'm just a dealer. You know, I'm like a drug dealer. If you want to go high, low, or sideways, you come and see me and I'll make it happen.
All right. And speaking of coming to see you, let me make sure I got this address correct. 31 Darnick Street?
Darnick, correct.
Underwood, Queensland.
That's it, mate.
All right. And then
the grand opening is when?
Monday. So Monday's the grand opening, and then Saturday, tomorrow week, because it's Friday here, Saturday week we're having the first tech meetup day in Australia. So we'll put the barbecue. Yeah, put the barbecue on, have a few beers. And
so post that on PDR Tool Time. I want to see some down under boys.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I'll try and catch some of their bullshit as well.
Yeah, give me. I want to meet who's the superstars over there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, we actually have got one superstar that's coming up from Sydney for it. Valash Denkguru, his business is, and he's gone through the whole stand line. I spent weeks with Kaz. And he just does some incredible work, actually. He's just awesome. He's pretty good at what he does. But he's coming up from Sydney for it.
Sweet.
All right. And they can reach you at, they can give you a call at 29607-7609, correct?
Look, I'll give you my cell number is better because, so if any boys in Australia are listening, most of them will know it anyway. It's 0404 231 676.
All right. And I'll put all of that in the show notes. So those that are tuning in, you'll have address, email, because it's Anthony at smartpdrtools.com.au.
That's it, mate.
All right. And they can look everything up. And I've got the website up. You guys have a phenomenal website there. And that's all at smartpdrtools.com.au.
Yes, and we do ship to America. Actually, Daniel, you actually bought a fender plier thing off.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was funny because we do buy some just what we call commodity grades out of China, and we got a heap of those in, and blokes are loving them, and they're a good price.
Well, I was like, I wanted one now. I was like, where do I find one? And I was messaging everybody trying to find one, and you guys had it on the website, and I'm like, I'm buying it. I don't care where it's coming from or what the deal is. I wanted one, and then what's funny is I forgot that I ordered it, and I ordered another one. That's what happens to me when I'm ordering stuff at midnight. And and I go, and also now I have 2 of them, which is great.
Yeah, and look, we get stuff over there pretty quickly too, you know.
You
vice
did.
versa. You know, the shipping between Australia and America, because everything's air freighted, of course. You know, I can place an order with, say, Dencraft today, and I'll have it within a week. You know, so the timings are really good, and we've been able to get our shipping prices where they need to be. That's the problem, because the American market is geared up for the American market. And you go and buy a $20 tap down from the States, and they're going to charge you $200 to deliver it.
So when are we going to see some Aussie tool makers? You know, that's what we need to see. We need to see some Aussie tool makers, some kangaroo tools or something.
You know what? It's funny. People keep asking me about manufacturing tools, and I thought, why do I want to recreate the wheel? It's I don't know. Look, there are some guys there's a guy bringing in some hammers in the next couple of days. The thing is, the brands Dencraft, Ultra, Carbon Tech, Finesse, you know, they're so strong, the brands, that everyone knows them. So, you know, to get a new tool in that might be similar or a little bit different, and then rebrand it and try and get it out into the market, it'll take forever. So I'm happy to buy them at the prices I do, put a margin on it, and sell them, because everyone knows what they're getting.
Yeah. No, it's all good, man. You know, I absolutely love Australia's my bucket list destination. I haven't been yet. Got to get there. We talked about, you know, maybe doing motorcycle training and I need to come over there and do a motorcycle training. So now that you got a second store, maybe we can make all that happen. You know, COVID threw a loop in it.
Look, I actually just supplied a couple of guys. They just bought the whole kit from Ultra the other day. I delivered it last week to them. So I think it's still a market, like the motorcycle tank market here in Australia. No one's really tapped into it.
Yeah, God, it's so strong there. I mean, motorcycle culture there is like epic. It is.
Although, you know now they're not allowed to wear their colours.
What? Why?
Really? None of the motorcycle clubs are allowed to wear their colours.
Why?
Just because of the criminal activity associated with them.
Huh. I find that interesting.
They had a massive crackdown. I mean, every other day.
You know what? The Hells Angels might come over and visit you and take care of that for you.
Look, the Hells Angels, you don't see any motorcyclists now wearing their colours. They're not allowed to wear them in public. They're not allowed to wear them in pubs. They're not allowed to hang out together.
That's really crap.
Yeah,
that's something.
I mean, they still ride their bikes. They just not, you know.
I live outside of Sturgis, South Dakota. So, I mean, there's colors all over the place around here.
Exactly. Well, listen, the timing's perfect, boys, because, look, a delivery's just turned up from FedEx. We'll have about, well, there you go. See all that stuff in there? Hang on. There you go. All of those boxes there are mine. So I've got to unpack all those now.
Yay.
Oh, wow.
Well, it looks like you got to get to work.
Yeah, I will, boys. And listen, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Yeah. Thanks for getting us a report. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Give you a big applause.
Take care, Anthony.
All right, buddy. Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Okay, let's start leave.
Right on, man. That was excellent.
Anthony's always a lot of fun, and if you haven't had a chance to meet up and spend some time with Anthony, do so. The guy is just an absolute riot to talk to. He's a fun guy to be around.
He's epic.
That's awesome, man. 2 stores. That Australian market is growing great. So that's
really good to hear.
Yeah,
really good to hear.
And
so what else? Do we have any closing thoughts as we come to the end here?
Well, it's a bummer they had such a crappy hail season. Now we're going to have a lot of notes in there for the show notes on this one here for you Australian folk. But hopefully you guys will have a banger winter. We're going to find out what the summer is going to do here in the U.S. We've heard from Hail Trace.
Yep.
I'm in for normal, and the Southeast is about to get blown up. So let's see if it happens.
Cool. Hey, I just want to give you guys an update on, so all week I've been able to work with the ultra new handle that they came out with. And I got to say, it is a game changer. It is more amazing than I thought. I'm using it on every tool I can use it on now.
And that's just completely changing how hard you're working to fix those dents.
It's just, I was working on a really difficult dent today on a byline on the lower part of the panel, and I was just able to get way more leverage than I've ever been able to in my life, and not have to destroy my body to do it. And that's the big difference.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's phenomenal.
And that's what it's really about. But like I was inventing handles today. I was like, oh, I could do this, and I can do this, and I can work it this way, and I can work it that way.
So, I was feeling like I needed that. I was doing just a monster dent on the front of an aluminum F-150 fender, and it was down low. All right, Quinn, make sure you keep your pants on.
It says keep your pants on. Oh man.
So and yeah, the leverage. Now I was using.
Now we can take her pants off.
Hey.
And I was using a double shot that I was able to hook back. It was just under the lip of that inner brace that covers the whole front of those new F-150 fenders.
Yeah.
But man, I was really wishing I could have got my elbow in on the push-in, and it would have made a lot of difference, because it took so much pressure just to hold the rod to make sure everything stayed in the right spot.
Yep.
That it was being hard to tweak that. And if I could have used a little body English, I think it would have really helped.
The thing that I'm noticing more is I'm making the tool kind of like two tongs coming down, and I'm holding it like a steering wheel, like this.
Yeah.
And I'm controlling it like this rather than like this. And there's something about holding it like this and being able to twist it, having more control, is really frigging amazing. So if you guys haven't seen that, go to Ultra Dent Tools and look up their new handle. I'm
going to pop it up on a link here real quick. We put it in last week's show notes, I think, when we talked about that, but let me
I'm probably talking about this for weeks until everybody's sick of me talking about it, because it's significant. When I came out with the extra wide handle, everybody laughed at me. Everybody was like, whoa, what do you need that big thing for? And now everybody came out with the big wide handle. But this thing is so modular, and you can make it any shape you want. And it's a big difference, big difference.
Now, this handle is a 2-part setup. So you've got the multi-function, quick release, adjustable handle system, and then you've got the leverage grip.
Yep.
And
the leverage grip is what really is the game changer. You really, that's the part. I mean, the first part is amazing because you can create any handle from one. So there's no limit to this thing. You really can do anything you want with it. Can't say enough good things. All right, moving on.
Awesome.
We're coming to the end, and I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Please give us a like on all our platforms you listen to us on. Give us a review if you can, and tune in next week, and we will see you guys all later. And remember, level up your tools.
Don't do stupid stuff.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the industry and tool related news every week.
Visit AnsonPDR.com for the largest selection for just about all your PDR tools, where you'll find hog glue and hog tabs,